Assalamu alaikum. So, inshallah, now that you have your schedule defined in your profile, students can contact you and book lessons with you. So, now is the time when you should start reaching out to students. The way to do this is to message them, and this is the messaging section where messages that you send will be shown over here, and replies from the students will be shown, just like in a conversation style. So the first thing to do to message students is to head over to the Find Students page. Now, one thing you should remember is that you will only be able to message students once your profile has been evaluated by a tutor relations officer. So if you have not been evaluated by a TRO, but TRO is a tutor relations officer, then you should get in touch and get your evaluation done before you try and message students. But once that has been done and you are evaluated, when you click the message button, a conversation window will open up and you are able to message this student. Some students have, in their settings, not allowed tutors to message them. In that case, this message box will be grayed out for that student and you will not be able to message them. But that's because that is what the student wanted. As long as they have allowed it, this message button will be green and you can click the message button and send a message to the student. Now, the important thing to remember about sending messages is not to spam students. Don't just click each message button in front of any student's name and start messaging them. There are a few things that you need to first consider before you message a student. Firstly, if you are a male, please message male students, and female tutors should message female tutors. You can tell who is a male or a female from the picture here, and you can also see the gender written over here. So, apart from that, the other thing you should consider is which subject the student wants to learn. So, if you don't teach a particular subject that the student has defined as the subject they want to learn, then there's no point contacting them. So you should consider students who have chosen those subjects, selected those subjects rather, that they want to learn and that you also teach. You can filter those students by clicking here in the filters, just ticking the check boxes. So for example, if you teach Tajweed, you can choose Tajweed from the filter, and it will then only show you those students who want to learn Tajweed. So you can see in this list here, every student that is now shown wants to learn Tajweed. You can also, from the filters, choose the languages that you speak. So if you speak English, just choose that from the checkbox and you will only see those students that speak English. And then you can also filter them by male, female, and country. So if you are a male tutor, just tick male, and then you will only see male students here. Okay, so we'll just do a quick example of sending a message. For the example, I will message myself. So I am logged in as Quran Tutor over here. That's the name I've given to this profile that I created just for showing you how it works. Obviously, your name would come here. So if I send a message, we'll head on over to Samir Firoz's message section, and you can see a message has arrived in the student's inbox from the tutor. Now the same thing would have happened in the tutor's message box. You can see the conversation over here. It has the date and time and the messages. So now I can carry on the conversation from here. that is the tone of a message arriving. And as long as you are logged into Qtor, you'll be able to hear this tone and you'll know if you've received a message from a student. So, a few things to consider. When you message a student, there are a few things that you should say in the message which will probably get you a reply from the student. You should introduce yourself. They can already see your name, but you can introduce yourself as a tutor who teaches certain subjects. So you can say, for example, I teach Tajweed. I have Ijaza, if you have that, or a certificate from a particular organization or university. So you should mention that, and then you can also talk about when you are free, when you would like to teach, which days. So just small details which will help a student understand who you are, what your skills are, when you are available. And if you message them with these sorts of details, you'll have a much higher chance of actually getting a reply from the student. Rather than if you just wrote Assalamu alaikum and left it at that, that would probably not get a reply from the student. So these are just a few tips on how to message students. Inshallah, if you have any other questions, just email us at systemhelp@qutor.com. That's one word, systemhelp@qutor.com. Jazakallah khair.